I can pull our Turner rates to
All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate everyone joining us here today for the Obama Presidential Center Contractor Outreach meeting. So here, I want to make sure everyone can see my screen, and forgive me, I'm going to be looking at you and then looking at my presentation screen here. So forgive me as I navigate. But I want to make sure everyone can see my screen. So if everyone can nod yes, if they can see my presentation. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So again, welcome to the Obama Presidential Center Outreach meeting. My name is Chris Harris. I am a procurement agent with Lakeside Alliance. I am a Powers & Sons employee within the Lakeside Alliance joint venture. If you're unfamiliar with the Lakeside Alliance joint venture, let me explain that Lakeside Alliance is comprised of 5 general contractors. 4 of the general contractors are Black-owned general contractors that are heavily involved in work in the city of Chicago. We're partnered with our international partner, Turner Construction, to form Lakeside Alliance. And of the 4 Black general contractors leading the joint venture, that is Powers & Sons Construction, Ujamaa Construction, Safeway Construction, and Brown & Moman Construction. Several of you might be familiar with those contractors. And if you're not, that's even better, because we want you to be exposed to who these contractors are for this opportunity and others. That's the essence of Lakeside Alliance, is we want to build this project in a collaborative way. This has not been done in the past to this extent that the 4 Black general contractors lead a project of this magnitude. And it's a very historical moment, not only for these contractors, but also for the city of Chicago. It's very exciting that we're able to partner and build such a transformative project for the city of Chicago and really the country. So there's a lot of excitement regarding this project, and we're very appreciative that you want to learn more about how you can become a successful bidder. And as you navigate through this process, we want to be here for you. We want to answer your questions. So feel free that if you have any questions, if you could raise your hand, I'll do my best to multitask and make sure that I'm aware of your questions that arise. So again, feel free to answer questions or drop your questions in the chat. So I'm going to move forward here.
Hey, Chris, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you. This is Mike
Sure.
Rich. I actually don't see your screen. It just says connecting Chris Harris. I can hear you fine, and I see
really?
everybody's pictures, but
Okay.
maybe I'm the only one. But
Sure. Can anyone else see my screen? If you can give me a thumbs up. Okay. Mike.
I'm gonna log out and come back in.
Yeah. Try that, and then we'll.
All right, thanks.
Wait for you. Yeah, no problem. Oh. All right, so while we wait for Mike, I just want to again express, Lakeside Alliance and what this project is about, and we're here to really inspire, empower, and change and create change. This is not your typical construction project. Ideally, we want to make sure that we're including the community in this process as much as possible. Oftentimes, you have work within a community where you have companies and contractors that live outside of the community. They do work and they take those dollars outside of the community, and it happens, time and time again. So we made a very purposeful effort to make sure that we are garnering as much participation from historically disadvantaged communities as much as possible, both on the south and west sides of Chicago, to make sure that we're designating neighborhoods that are historically marginalized and providing opportunities for companies and individuals desiring to be a part of our workforce. We're working and partnering with assist agencies across the city of Chicago in an effort to do so. And we have an assist agency with us that will speak later in this presentation to understand and help you understand how you can garner and receive as much support as possible when you're putting your bid form together and thinking about transformative ways to engage with the community. But really, again, I just want to reemphasize that this is the essence of Lakeside Alliance. We want that to be reflected in your proposals to us. Just as how, we're being purposeful in our intent to make sure that we're engaged with the community, we want you to show that same essence and spirit when you provide your proposal. And indeed, I've participated on scope review conversations, and this comes up. I mean, this is the first topic that we discuss. So you'd be remiss if you missed that opportunity to really think about how you can engage with the community and build this project in a transformative way. A little bit about our team, Lakeside Alliance. So here are a few of our work group leaders with Lakeside Alliance. We have Pamela Fountain Brown, who leads our diversity and inclusion effort with Lakeside Alliance, as well as Kelly Powers-Berea, Powers and Sons. We had support from Brentel Johnson with Turner Construction, our field operations with Ron Lewis from JAMA, and Junissa Brema with Turner's and with Turner leading our effort as a project executive. So a little bit about the project. If you're unfamiliar, the Obama Presidential Center is composed of 4 buildings primarily. You have the Forum. The Forum is really a 2-story public meeting space, which houses an auditorium and various unique efforts that will be provided for the community to be able to engage and inspire future leaders. Then you have the museum. The museum is more, so to speak, the tower that you see here in the photo. And the tower will serve as the landmark for the campus. You have the library, which is your traditional presidential library associated with this project. And then you have the plaza, and the plaza will wrap around each of the spaces in the center. We also have the parking garage, which if you've been to our website, you'll see that we have a few bid packages that we try to parse out as much as possible to be able to gauge and to provide many opportunities for potential bidders. But ideally, these 4 spaces make up the Obama Presidential Center. So that's not your traditional presidential library, so to speak. This is a center meant to transform the community, inspire leaders. So moving on to the package timeline, the diversity and inclusion impact program, and the procurement process. This presentation will cover each of these 3. And we believe that it's very important that we cover this during this phase. I know that several of you have been waiting for your bid package to hit the street, so to speak, so you can participate in bid. So we want to provide you a timeline on where we stand with the remaining bid packages. We also want to be sure that you understand how to successfully put your bid package together. So I'm going to move forward. So pre-qualification process. So if you desire to be what we call a first tier prime subcontractor, we require that you complete a pre-qualification form. Now, where you can find this pre-qualification form is on our website, lakesidealliance.com. If you click the contractor opportunities tab, you'll find a form in the middle of that webpage, and there are 2 tabs. One is the contractor vendor inquiry tab, and the other is the pre-qualification tab. We want you to click the pre-qualification tab, and there you'll find a PDF. That PDF will link you to a portal via Turner Construction. We're utilizing Turner Construction's pre-qualification process as a team with Lakeside Alliance in vetting and providing us a financial picture of the companies that desire to bid as a first-tier prime subcontractor. So if you have any trouble navigating and finding that pre-qualification form, you can send me an email. I will put my email in the chat if you have not seen it already, or if you don't have it already. But that's where our pre-qualification form is located. And again, it'll be a PDF, and then it'll provide you steps in how you can create a portal and how you can submit your pre-qualification documents. With the pre-qualification documents, like many other contractors, we request your financial information. We request your safety documentation, as well as your experience modification rates. I'm pretty sure most of you have been through this process, but ideally we need to have this information uploaded and submitted, so then we can review them and determine whether or not your company pre-qualifies. So again, very important step if you desire to bid as a first-tier prime subcontractor. Now, if you desire to bid as a, sorry, there's a little echo. Okay. If you desire to bid as a second-tier contractor, now a second-tier contractor would be that you would not hold a contract with Lakeside Alliance directly. You'd handle or have a contract with a prime subcontractor. You would not need to pre-qualify. So if you're a vendor desiring to provide, material, or if you believe that, hey, you can perform the scope of work, but maybe the scope of work is a little bit too large for you to handle on your own, you can choose to bid as a second-tier subcontractor. We would like to know that, because ideally we would like to share that on our website. We also share our potential bidders on our website for the sake of fostering collaboration between our bidders. I'll go over our diversity and inclusion goals, but the reason why we share our bidders is we want to make sure that our bidders know who's interested in bidding, who's MBE, who's WBE, who's non-diverse, that desires to seek out collaboration with companies within the community or companies that are diverse. We want to make sure that we're able to help everyone mix along and be able to communicate. So if you desire to bid as a second-tier subcontractor, still let me know, because we'd like to post your contact information on our website as well, so that we can direct our prime first-tier contractors that we have, smaller companies that desire to bid, but maybe not as just a first-tier subcontractor. So wanted to explain that process. Moving on to our invitations to bid. So ideally on our website, we have all of the bid packages that we intend to issue. Now, the bid packages that are currently on our website that have not yet been released, we're in the process of shifting those dates. So, and that'll come up later in my slide. But if you see a bid package that where the timeline for the ITB issuance date has expired, or more so, was in the past, that bid package has gone out for bid. We do have bidders that are in the process of being leveled, that if you desire to partner or reach out to them, you're more than welcome to do so. But just know that those bid packages have completed their process with the bid stage. If you see that bid in the ITB issuance date is in the past. For all of the ITB dates on our website that are in the future, when they're in the process of retooling our ITB issuance date. And I'm going to explain that in my next few slides. So the bid documents. So for each bid package or bid wave, we upload our bid documents. These are very important and very crucial for you to review. So ideally, we have the bid form, we have our diversity and inclusion plan, and we have a scope of work that's important for you to review and to complete. We do not consider a submitted proposal complete if you do not have a completed bid form. So please, I implore you to please be sure to complete your bid form. If you have any questions prior to the bid date, please let our team know. Each bid package will be assigned a procurement agent. So if you have questions regarding how to complete the bid form or how to complete your schedules, you're more than welcome to reach out to us before the 11th hour. Drawings and specifications. So again, please review the drawings and specs for your scope of work And also, if you can find any deviations or any conflicts to what we have in our scope of work, let us know and clarify that. We'll either join an RFI to the design team, or we'll clarify that internally to answer your questions. Our document list, project schedule, procedures manual, safety manual, Form 36, Phase 2 environmental assessment report, and geotechnical report will also be on each, will be available in each bid package on Building Connected for you to review. Our procedures manual is very critical. Our procedures manual explains how we intend to run the project. So, for example, we have a daily stretch flex and that everyone is required to participate while they're on the job site, while they're planning, while they're executing their work. So there are important items like that that we want you to understand when you're putting your proposal together to understand how we're running our project. So please do not skip the reviewing the procedures manual. Moving on. So timeline. So balance of our bid packages. So our remaining bid packages tentatively are targeted for post-Thanksgiving. Ideally, we were tracking for our bid packages to go out on 11/2 for, I believe, 5B, which would include the painting, floor finishes, interior stone, exterior stone, equipment for the auditorium space, and a few others. Those were expected to go out for bid on the 2nd, and then the balance of the bid packages, which includes landscaping, asphalt pavement, really our final grading. All of those bid packages were scheduled to go out for bid on the 30th of November. But again, right now we're retooling for several reasons. All of the bid packages, as you see, that our bids have already been issued. We're currently leveling them as we speak. We're currently trying to, handle the earlier bid packages that we've already issued, so we can get them through, to our client in a timely manner. So our bid dates will shift a few weeks to what's currently on our website. So I just want to make sure that you understand that we haven't forgotten about you, and we're just making our way through our bid packages in an effective manner so we can have contracts executed for what we've already issued to date. It's a large project, but we're making our way through. As you can see, we're out on the job site as we speak, completing our scope of work. So bear with us. We appreciate your patience. Several of you have been several of you have been involved. So here I have a question from Tammy. Tammy, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Chris. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Davis, and I am the Manager of Business and Workforce Diversity for the Obama Foundation. And I want to thank each of you for taking time out of your schedule to learn more about how to bid and hopefully work on building the Obama Presidential Center. I have to leave shortly, so I'm sorry for interrupting, Chris, but I just wanted to encourage everyone that is here on the call that we are very focused on ensuring that there is diversity on our project from a business standpoint as well as a workforce standpoint. On the call, and you will also hear from later, are our partners that are available to assist you at this early phase of potentially identifying minority, women, veteran-owned subcontractors and suppliers, as well as diverse workforce through our We Can Build It initiative partners, which comprise of Hire 360, Chicago Women in Trades, Revolution Workshop, and St. Paul Community Development Ministries. Also on this call is Antoinette Mitchell, who is representing the OPC's diversity consulting company, Ernest R. Sawyer. Working in collaboration with Lakeside Alliance, we have a number of resources and tools to help you bid successfully and also to help us build successfully. So I just wanted to encourage everyone to sharpen their pencils and put on their thinking and creative caps to bring a very diverse representation to the table. And we also are looking to provide you with resources to help you. We understand that the COVID pandemic has really put our businesses in some challenging situations, and we understand that. And we want to help you in terms of tapping into some resources that may be able to provide you some level of comfort in knowing that you really can bid this project. So thank you, Chris. I have to sign off and leave you all in very capable hands with Lakeside, our We Can Build It partners, and ERS. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Tammy. Awesome. Okay. So just to wrap out this slide here regarding the balance of the bid packages. So again, I know that many of you are anxious to understand when these bid packages are going to be out and available for bid. I see a few of our landscapers that have expressed interest in this project with us. Just hang tight. And again, you know, these bid packages will shift back more than likely to a post-Thanksgiving bid date as we develop our scopes of work and as we complete the and level the packages that were already previously out for bid before packages 5B and 5C. So what my best recommendation is to periodically check our website. On our website, we post ITB dates and just check to see, you know, within the next week or so, if there's a new bid date that's available for your bid package you desire to submit a proposal for. If not, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email and I'll give you the latest and greatest information that I have that our team has developed. So the good thing with the shift in the bid dates is that this provides you enough time to really understand the project and understand what we require in order for you to be a successful bidder. We also have the resources here on this call to help assist you in providing a successful proposal when your proposals are due. So one thing we just want to let everyone know in general about our project is that this project is a tax exempt project. So all taxes will be excluded from your proposal for permanent work in place. Insurance, so this will be what we call, was a CSIP, but it's more called a wrap-up insurance project now. So you will not need to include your general liability or workman's comp in your proposal, but we do ask for you to provide an ad alternate to do so. And if you have not done this before, you let your insurance provider know the type of project that you're bidding, they'll be able to provide you the rough credit or the ad necessary to give us the ad alternate as a wrap-up insurance project for adding your general liability and workman's comp. And then performance and payment bond, that should be excluded from your base proposal. And we ask that you provide an ad alternate for a payment and performance bond. So diversity, inclusion, and economic impact program. So outreach, that's what we're having now. We want, several of you have expressed interest on the project since 2018. Some of you have recently expressed interest in the project. For whatever reason, we understand that you're out there, and that's why we want to provide you this additional opportunity to explain how you can be a successful bidder on this project. So we host outreach meetings periodically. Ideally, we have one once a month. We may have another one regarding where we currently stand with these bid packages for 5B and 5C, which are bid waves. We'll probably have another one in the next few weeks just because we don't have the exact bid dates for the balance of the scopes of work nailed down just yet. So you're more than welcome to attend future outreach meetings as well. So our diverse enterprise. Again, we're working with workforce assist agencies to help us achieve our goals, and you'll hear from them shortly after my presentation to help you reach your workforce goals and transformative ideas. So, what we also want you to think about, and several of your companies may have already been involved in community activities with engaging with the community or giving back to the community. We want you to apply those same ideas or those same habits to our project in a quantifiable way. So, for example, if you desire to have a lunch and learn with school children at a local high school near the project, to explain to them about what you do, you may inspire children in the future to pursue a career in that field. And I'll be quite candid, that happened with me. I'm a Powers and Sons employee in middle school. Powers and Sons came to my school. They used to have programs to inspire us to either be involved in the community or learn about citizenship and learn about what they do. And that inspired me to end up working for the company. So as cheesy as it sounds, it does make an impact. So we want to be able to garner those commitments, from our bidders, and then we can track them during the life of the project because we want to make sure that the commitment is real for what you provide in your proposal. So again, we really want you to think of, out of the box ways. You might already have relationships with organizations throughout the city of Chicago that can make an impact in the community. So definitely recommend that you think about that when you put your proposal together in your bid form. So getting down to the numbers regarding our diversity and inclusion goals. So we require, our goals are MBE participation at 35% of your project proposal, as well as WBE at 10%. And then we have either or, so you can get one of these or all of these as a portion to achieve this 5%, but our DEPD, BBE, SDBE, and LGBTQ at 5% of your total project proposal. And then local participation as far as local businesses at 7%. And we have a map on our website as well in contracting opportunities where you can see what we consider as a local business. So be on the lookout for that, as well as our workforce goals. So our workforce goals are to have 50% City of Chicago residents participate on this project. So that would be reflected in your proposal. The idea and the goal is to get as much City of Chicago residents working on this project as much as possible. Again, for the South and West Side residents, we also have a map designating which communities we consider South and West Side communities. And our goal is to have 35% of our workforce, or your workforce, be from those communities. And then 10% local residents. So there's a hyper-local map that we have of what we consider local residents to this project. So if you have any trouble or if you have any questions about which neighborhoods those are, definitely reach out to me so I can clarify that for you. But it is on our website under contracting opportunities. There's a hyperlink to a map where you can navigate what those communities are. Those communities are also listed in the bid form when the invitations to bid are issued. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Also, too, just for everyone's edification, that We just don't accept one local or national certification to be MBE, WBE, any diverse business, so long as you're recognized by a certified agency to designate you as such. We accept that because we have bidders that have interest on this project from across the country. So we are allowed to accept those certifications outside of the city of Chicago. But if you have the city of Chicago certification, that's great. But that won't limit you if you don't have that certification from the city of Chicago, so long as you have a certification from an agency. And then for our evaluation process, so just want to make sure that everyone realizes and that everyone recognizes that your diversity and inclusion plan is 40% of your evaluation process after your scope review meeting. So that means it's that important to us. If we haven't made that clear already, I'll say one thing too. If you are a diverse business, that does not mean that that's just it. That, hey, I'm an MBE, WBE, I don't need to provide anything else. No, that's not the mission. It's great that if you are WBE or MBE, that you're participating in this project, perfect. But you should still be able to think about transformative ideas to bring to the project, so then you can make an impact in the community. Because if we have a non-diverse bidder that provides an excellent, well thought out diversity and inclusion plan, whether it be working with our workforce assist agencies to garner workforce participation, or whether they're working within the community, if you provide nothing and a non-diverse business provides a lot more meat, you've done a disadvantage to yourself. So we really recommend that everyone think about making a change in the community. So again, just want to really emphasize how much we score our diversity and inclusion plan. Now, commercial, the 25%, that would be considered your cost. And
That's
then
great.
operational, that's 35%. So your project approach, your company qualifications, and qualifications of your key individuals regarding your project. And again, we have a list of recognized certifications. But ideally, if you have registered with a certification, if you're outside of the city of Chicago, we accept those certifications as well. So now I will turn it over to our We Can Build It team, and I'll let We Can Build It introduce themselves, and we'll follow up with questions later. So Ashley, I'll turn it over to you. I'm sorry. Let's see.
Yeah, awesome. I think Sharon, did you want to kick
Okay.
us off?
Yes, let me start off, and then maybe Ashley and Ebba can chime in later, Chris, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. It's good to meet you, and it's good to meet everyone here on the call. My name is Sharon Latson. I'm with Chicago Women in Trades, but I am more importantly, or as importantly, I am the program director for the We Can Build It initiative, Partnership for Community Jobs in Construction. And Tammy introduced us earlier before she left, but we are your connectors. We are connectors to diversifying your workforce, to meeting those goals, to providing you with qualified applicants and journey level union card holders that are passionate about being able to work on such a historic project, and that are part of the community and are part of what they know will be a historic build. So we have been around, several of our agencies have been around for many years doing pre-apprenticeship training. Our other partners are doing test prep training and tutoring. We are in partnership with the Carpenters, Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters, and IBEW Local 134. They provide tutoring and test prep training for our candidates, which we train, as I said, to be a part of this historic bill and to build a career in the trades. So as Tammy had mentioned, it's again, Chicago Women in Trades, Hire 360, Revolution Workshop, St. Paul Community Development Ministries. And aside from us educating or training and providing support, we're also connecting with the community. You know, we're out there really doing the kind of footwork of letting the community know the possibilities of getting into the trade, the career path, and working on OPC. We're bringing them into our pre-apprenticeship programs and providing support and services to them. And then we're here to talk to you about how you can retain that workforce. You know, we don't want them just to get on the job and then that's it. We're talking about building a career and really staying with contractors that want to really have a diverse workforce. So we're here to meet all of your needs, and we can do so through our training programs. And there's a process that we can go through with you. And I'm going to actually put you in touch with Ebba, who is with Chicago Women in Trades, and Ashley with Hire 360. These they are your connection to helping you with the diverse workforce. And I want to give them really an opportunity, seeing that this is the first time we've been with you, Chris, to kind of talk to you about what their role is and how they really are the driving force behind getting that diverse workforce to you, and how all of us as agencies are committed to bringing that workforce, that diverse workforce, to this OPC project, and how we have really are there to uphold the commitment that the president made. And for all of you who, if you got a chance to see his interview on Good Morning America, he reiterated that commitment of this diverse workforce. So we're here to make sure that happens, and we're here on your behalf. So I'm going to turn it over to Ebba and Ashley, and let's start with Ashley, seeing that Chicago Women in Trades have been running off at the mouth for about 5 or 6 minutes right now. So Ashley, if you'd like to take it away, and then Ebba after that, please.
Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, so I think, Chris, there might be another slide.
Oh, sure, yes.
Thank you so much. Just to reiterate the services that Sharon already mentioned. So I can't reiterate enough the 40% scoring mechanism for these bids. The 50% goal that was previously mentioned is that city of Chicago. So the whole city zip code, the south and west side are the lighter green here. That's 35% of your goal for residency, and then 10% is that hyper local to the project. So between the 4 partners under this collective, the workforce agencies, we have workforce already queued up that we're in touch with, that is we have ongoing training with to connect the community to these opportunities and complement the EEO goals. So we want to understand what your current workforce looks like and how we can meet and exceed the goals. So I think we have just a couple of minutes to go a little bit deeper in what the training is. So I'll just quickly mention that Hire 360 does provide the test prep that Sharon mentioned, which is so critical in introducing apprentices into the trades, and also supporting current cardholders through resume support. Barrier reduction funding is super important to make sure there aren't financial barriers that might otherwise impede someone on the job site, and then tutoring to also support through these efforts. I also want to make sure we touch on St. Paul's Community Development Ministries, who also provides pre-apprenticeship programming to men and women. There's the math reading remediation to help support application efforts. There's certification that they provide to this workforce, and industry networking and case management. Similarly, we also partner with Revolution Workshop, whom some of you may be familiar with. They've been doing great work in the industry. They provide 10 to 12 week programming for pre-apprenticeship, a lot of it focuses on carpentry skills to give folks a really strong base in the hard skills in the trades, and then career development. And this is in-person training on the west side. And then, of course, no one better to talk about CWIT, Chicago Women in Trades, than Eva.
Ebba, you're with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sharon and Ashley. Just to reiterate everything that said, we are here for the contractor to connect you to really great qualified candidates. Coming through all of our workforce agencies, these people are already vetted. We know them. We've put the time into them. They've put the time into their training. This is not somebody off the street that all of a sudden now they want to become an electrician. These are people that for our program, our construction program is 180 hours of training. It's 12 weeks of their life that they are really dedicating to getting into the construction industry. If they come through our welding program, that's 288 hours of training. So these people are really dedicated and they're just really eager to get out there. But again, we have candidates from all of our agencies that are great candidates for sponsorship, but we also have really great connections to apprentices and journey level people. Just like Sharon was saying, CWIT has been around for 40 years. So our span goes back for 40 years. So we have people who are trying to step up to project manager, superintendent, foreman, and of course, all the way down to they just need that first opportunity from a contractor to just give them a chance in this industry. So that's what we are here for We Can Build It. After this meeting, we'll be getting all of your contact information, and Ashley and I will be reaching out to you guys individually. Make sure you check your spam email. Sometimes it gets thrown over there. But Ashley and I are here to meet with you one-on-one, see what we can do for you on specifically the OPC, but this is what we do year round. We do this on all projects. So if you are really interested in diversifying your workforce and getting really great candidates under your contractor, we are here to help you. That is what we are being paid to do. So we would like to be able to do our jobs efficiently. So just let us know what we can do for you guys, and that is what we are here for. We have people in the 10%, the 35%, and of course, the overall 50% of the city zip code requirement. But again, that just a reminder, your D&I plan accounts for 40% of your bid package.
Right.
Ashley and I are here to help you do a think tank of what else could you possibly be doing to make your bid package the most attractive to Lakeside Alliance. We've helped contractors come up with a lot of different out-of-the-box ideas, and so that's what we're here for. We are here for your resources. You pay nothing for us to sit and meet with you. It is absolutely free. It's just your time. So again, feel free to have a meeting with Ashley and I, but we will be reaching out to all of you to see how we can help you.
Thank you, Ebba and Ashley. And just know that We Can Build It, the Partnership for Community Jobs in Construction, is here as a whole to assist you with meeting those goals. And we would like to send you some information again on how the president has really endorsed and really been very committed to this goal and working with We Can Build It. So we even have materials, marketing materials, and we're willing to come out and do any type of presentation and in any way that we can support you in diversifying your workforce. But most certainly, please make sure you get in touch with Ebba or Ashley to meet those workforce goals, and keep in touch with us, the We Can Build It initiative as a whole. And thank you so much, Chris, for giving us this opportunity to speak to everyone today.
No problem. No, thank you, Sharon, Ashley, and Ebba. That was great, and I really hope that our bidders on the call, see that we're here for you, during this process, that you utilize the resources that you just heard. And again, I mean, your diversity and inclusion plan is very important. It's 40% of your score. So we just really want to have that reflected, because if it's not, it just does not reflect well during our scope review meeting about your seriousness about meeting our mission. And we don't want any bidder to miss that message. So so now we'll open up the floor to any questions. You're more than welcome to either unmute yourself or raise your hand. Please do so. So I'll give everyone a few moments to gather up any questions. No need to be shy. Okay, all right, Jane.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Jane McGowan. I appreciate the opportunity. You mentioned the scope review meeting. When would we set that up?
Sure. So ideally, I'll give everyone a timeline if you're unfamiliar. So when our invitations to bid go out via Building Connected, you have 4 weeks to bid the project. Then after that 4 weeks, we receive your proposals, and we'll need about a week to level everyone out to see where everyone stands. And that 6th week is when we schedule scope review meetings with competitive bidders. So, for example, let's say that the invitations to bid went out immediately after the week of Thanksgiving. Ideally, that would put scope reviews, more than likely considering the holidays, probably the second week of January, second, third week of January. So what we'll do is we'll reach out to you and we will let you know that, hey, you were competitive. We want to schedule a scope review meeting with you within the next week. We find the best time to meet with you, and we go from there. But during the 4 weeks, and even now, you can think about your diversity and inclusion plan now, because we have extra time. The bid packages were initially going to be out for bid on November 2nd and November 30th, respectively. So because we're going to be shifting those dates, you have the time to partner and find other companies or work with. We can build it to find the resources, the workforce resources necessary in order for you to be successful in your proposal. And also, too, I want to share with everyone that you can also consider joint venturing with companies. So if you desire to, if you're a non-diverse business and you're like, well, hey, what can I do? You can provide transformative plans, or you can consider joint venturing with other companies that can provide that diverse opportunity for you. We've had plenty of joint ventures during the past bid iterations we've had and scope reviews that I've been a part of, and they've built a really collaborative team and an exciting team at that. And I'm really grateful to see that some of these bidders were just like you. They were out here in the outreach meetings. We had mixers with those bidders, and a mixer is what we'll do probably about a week after the invitations to bids are sent. It's our intent is that we have our first tier bidders understand who our second tier bidders are, and vice versa. And it's a way to help the contractors break the ice and collaborating and maybe forming a joint venture or desiring to work with them as a second tier subcontractor. We try to provide as many opportunities as possible to collaborate. But as far as the scope review process, ideally that would probably be about the 5th or 6th week after the ITB goes out. Awesome. I appreciate the question, Jane. Any other questions? Awesome. Okay. Well, hearing none and seeing none. I appreciate, we appreciate everyone's time and participating. And again, I'm going to leave my email if you don't have it already. I believe you may, but if you don't, I will put it in the chat. And you're more than welcome to keep tabs with me, follow up with any bid dates. You're more than welcome to reach out and email me directly for any updates. But we hope that this meeting has been advantageous for you, and it helps you understand our process and what we consider important when we receive our proposals. So if there are no questions, I appreciate Sharon, Ashley, and Ebba for joining me today. First go around with you all, so forgive me, it was a little rough. So I really appreciate it. And thank you, Antoinette and Louise, for joining us. So if there are no other questions, no other comments, we will wrap up this meeting, and we will ultimately post this on our Lakeside Alliance YouTube website. So if you want to share that, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So we appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Great job, Chris. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
Have a good day,
Appreciate it.
everyone.
All right,
Thank
have a
you.
good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.